Hi, hi, and good evening. So yeah, I did a video just before, just on the Ambassador and how that's now level, basically, isn't it? If you haven't seen the video, have a look at it. Only did it this morning, but I did say when I was next to the tower and also the Winter Gardens, when we was kids, there was a thing of legend. Was it folklore? Was it that been passed down over generations? And that's what it was, is the tunnels going from the tower to the Winter Gardens. When we were kids, we were told all different things. We were told, no, it's a load of rubbish, you're just hearing things, you know, and people are telling you this, and it's just basically old wives' tales, no such thing. But then something happened back in 2013. You may remember what that was. It was a big show came to town, Strictly Come Dancing, you may remember it. Now, whilst they was here, all the stars were here, the dancers, the presenters, they did all the show, went back to the changing rooms. Something strange had happened. A lot of their handbags, wallets, this, that and the other paraphernalia had gone missing. Question was, who robbed them and how? So that was in 2013. 2016, what they had done though, what they had done, they checked CCTV, this, that and the other, to see how anybody could get in, you know, to the changing rooms, this, that and the other. Nothing on CCTV of anyone heading towards or going away from. So there was an investigation. Turns out in 2016 that this investigation does show there definitely was a tunnel or tunnels underneath the tower. There we go, just there. I'm just heading that way now. But not just that, those tunnels were built 120 years before, and basically what it was for was, a lot of the time the tower and Winter Gardens had been in the same company, First Leisure, a few years ago, you know. So the tunnels went, and it was easy to transport stuff for staff and what have you. So you get your tower just here. I'm just heading to the bottom of Church Street now. Obviously the tower right in front of me. Grand Theatre just there. And then the Winter Gardens just above. See if I can get it in for you. There you go. There's the Grand. And the Winter Gardens just above. But if you look at the land of the lie of the land, topography, whatever you'd like to call it, from the tower to the Winter Gardens, it's uphill. So you'd need some tunnel from there, wouldn't you? So that's why it was legend all that time. But the fact is, and it's still a mystery for the simple reason, those tunnels that were there were actually filled in so it came to light in the 60s. So they hadn't been used for 55 years or so. Or is there any more? There's the question. Is this fact or is it fiction? Now, when they built the Elms Hill Centre here, so there was a street called Tower Street, and apparently what the tunnels used to do was go from the tower to Tower Street, and then from Tower Street to the Winter Gardens. It's difficult remembering where everything was though, with all the changes. We've got the tower just here. This is the tower buildings here. This is now the Untitled Centre. If you look there, there's your winter gardens, and it's not really as far as you may think, is it? And this is the Tower buildings. We'll pop up here a little bit. Yeah, this is all part of the Tower buildings, you see. You've got the old part here, haven't you? I showed this the other day, you know, the circus pit and all around there, and the tower. And one of the things we were told when we were kids, not only was there tunnels going from here to the winter gardens, not only just that, but you could fit elephants through them. They were that big. I mean, okay then. I wouldn't like going on following one of them with a spade, shovel and a bucket. Anyway, so I'm just walking back this way. So you've only got to go from there. You can't tell on camera, but it is uphill, slightly. But I did work at the Tower and also the Winter Gardens in the 80s, mid to late 80s. So if you head up this way, and there obviously is the Winter Gardens. But I don't think it would have actually come this way, the tunnels. But some information since as well. Due to the Freedom of Information Act, that's it. Freedom of Information Act. People applied to put this to rest for good, basically. They applied to find out, is there tunnels underneath Blackpool? Turns out, yes, there's 6 apparently. Now, one apparently going from the Tower towards the cenotaph. Then others going up this way, obviously. And others going more central way to the toilets that I was saying about in a previous vlog that used to be underground outside Central Pier. Near Two Swords and what have you. But if I remember rightly, this is roughly where the Little Vic, what have you used to be, the Little Vic and that. That was a little pub. So difficult now to remember exactly how it worked. See, we're going uphill quite a bit now. Let's see how far we're going uphill. Difficult to tell, I know, on camera, but yeah, definitely uphill. Let me just have a look around 1 second. See, when we were kids, that part of the Tower, that's where the big wheel used to be. You've seen the famous photos of the big wheel in the Tower in one shot. That's where the big wheel used to be there. Just on the corner there. But I think it would have come through this way. Because you've got the Olympia here. Used to be Olympia, and Peabody's, if I remember rightly, was the arcade in there at one point. So this is where I'm thinking was Tower Street, just here. It's a mystery though, isn't it? Has there been ever tunnels underneath. But when you look into it more and more, what goes from old wives' tales, for want of a better word, legend, turns out to be, it could well be fact. But I think this is where Little Vic used to be, and that. Then the nightclub just there, didn't you? Yeah. So yeah, you've got that much there, and it would work up this way to the Winter Gardens here. So if anybody does have any more information, it's like I say, memory gets old. Please let me know. Winter Gardens here, this is where the big wheel was, roughly-ish, just here. Now, there's even a better one though, that not only did these tunnels come to here, but they'd go further down Church Street as well, onto the rakes. And I mean the rakes down Church Street. Is it Leamington Road? Lakes Parade. And on that way. So they'd go, the tunnels would go from here. I'll get back onto Church Street a second. We'll see at the Winter Gardens now. And then go up to not only there but the Regent Cinema, or the Regent Bingo when we were kids, which is that way up Church Street. What we'll do another day is follow the route so you can see. There you go, it's one entrance to the Winter Gardens from this side. So it does seem like, yes, there are tunnels under Blackpool. But two of those are including the old toilets that used to be, the underground toilets. So there's a stage door and what have you for the Winter Gardens, it was years ago anyway. Just up there. That used to be a nightclub there. Is it now Durham Lounge? So yeah, just pop round the corner here and you'll see what I mean then. But it's a mystery. It's when you was told from kids, yeah, there's all tunnels, and then you meet other people saying, no, it's a load of rubbish. No such thing. And then when you look into it a bit more, actually, yeah, there are. So you can imagine, in a way, as you used to go in and what have you when we worked here. And I was going to say, actually, when I was younger and I worked at the Tower Lounge and here at the Winter Gardens, just doing waiting on and what have you, then yeah, I remember massive, but you just thought that was the basement basically, you know, where they kept everything. There you go, there's the Christmas tree. And this is another entrance. If you do know the Winter Gardens, when it's open, when you go in here, just on the right hand side, there's a toilet you go down to. Downstairs toilets, just on the right as you're walking from here. So we're just here. So I'm out of breath with all this walking around. And that's one entrance you could get to these tunnels. But what you could do, is you've got that tunnel going from the tower to the Winter Gardens here. Now just further up, it's uphill once more, don't forget though. This is the thing about the tunnels. Now, the Regent is just in front of me now. Bear me 1 minute, try and get it in sight. There's the Regent, the grey building, the bus had just gone past on the right. Just there, right in front of me, centre of shot, basically. So you'd have to walk, what's that, 300 yards or so? That's got to be some tunnel, because we are going uphill something now. Excuse me. Rather cold tonight, at least it's not throwing it down. Now, I've also worked at the Regent, once again many years ago. So yeah, that's as far as I'm going tonight, but another time I'll show you. So it's meant to go from the Regent Cinema there. Let's see if we can get it in a bit better. So you've got the Regent Cinema there, or Bingo as it was at one time as well. Going down to the Rakes pub, Rakes Hotel. Now the Rakes I know very well. Drank in there since I was 18. There's great stories that the Rakes has haunted. The White Lady. I spoke to bar staff before, they won't go down in the cellars. But it's a fair trip then, going from the Regent there, right in front of me. That's the Regent, with the dome on the top there. Regent Cinema, which is now back into a cinema by the way, and also an antiques house. Down to the Rakes. I will do that one another day, not tonight, but another day. But yeah, if you know any stories though, you've been told if you're from Blackpool when you were a kid, or even if you've come here in the past and you've been told stories, let me know, because some I've spoke to people from before I was working there in the 80s, that yeah, it's fact, and they'll tell you stories how you used to be able to do it, going from the tower to the Winter Gardens, vice versa, and then on from the Winter Gardens to there, the Regent, and then on from the Regent to the Rakes. Never heard of that before in the Rakes, but maybe you have. Let me know. Hope it's been of interest for you. If you do like, please like and subscribe. Thanks very much. Have a great day.